Hi everybody and welcome back to Epic Specials. Right, I've been busy off camera, so I'm just going to show you a few things of what I've been up to, so let's have a look. Right, trying to remember what I've done. Airbox is in and cleaned up. What else done? Two-stroke tank, can't remember if that was on last time. Put all the front back on, so front mud guard, headlight and surround. What else have we done? Ooh. The rear foot brakes on, so I've painted that and reassembled. Can't remember what else there was. I think that's about it. Feels like I did so much more. But no, I think that's it. Oh, and I got the rest of the wiring buttoned up, so there's a little control unit there. I've been round and put new bolts and things in. I bought a bolt kit, so got some new bolts in there. Can't see them, but there's some new bolts in there. Some for the power valve, even though I haven't got the cover yet. Where else did I replace some bolts? I think around the other side. Oh yeah, I've put new bolts in the oil pump cover and the water pump cover down there. Got all the wiring buttoned up, so it's all plugged back in. That's it. I had to reroute the brake cable because I had that going the wrong way, and I've put the guides in place now, so I think that's it. Yeah. So, not sure what I'm doing today just yet, but I mean, it's coming together. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. I think I'm going to get the battery tray, that needs a good clean up, and put that in there. And I think once the battery tray is in, I can put the exhaust on next. So I don't know, the exhaust covers a load of things up, so I don't want to put it on and then have to take it off. But I've still got a few things up in the shed that still need cleaning up, so I'll go and have a rummage up there and see what I've got, and I'll be back in a bit and let you know what's going on. Right, so back in the shed, I've got the battery tray and I've got the coolant expansion bottle. Now the reason it takes me so long to clean things up, because first they're all in a complete mess. But when the idiot, whoever painted the frame red, did it, he didn't remove anything. So everything's covered in this red paint, and I don't know what it is, but it's stupidly hard to get off. Obviously I don't want to like sand the plastic because it knackers it up, so I'm just trying to clean it off with thinners and things. It just takes forever. So that's why I'm gone for days and weeks at a time. When I come back there's hardly any difference, because I just spent hours and hours. Like this would probably take me a couple of hours to clean it up and fit that. So that's why it takes a while. But hey ho. So yeah, we're going to do that. Enjoy. Right, so my preferred method of cleaning is a rag and some thinners, because thinners basically cleans everything. Does melt some things too, but it's just handy. Any grease, oils, all this muck down here. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's let's go with the chain. You do go through a few rags, but you could jet wash all of this, but it just makes a massive mess. Whereas this, I can sit in the garage, you know, don't have to get a lot of equipment out, and it might take a little bit longer, but it gets the job done. You'll see this bloody red paint, absolute nightmare. You probably can't see it, I don't know. I never know how wide the angle is on that camera. I'm assuming you can. In the habit of being too far away from that one. Right, it's the entry level GoPro and doesn't have a screen on the back, so I can't actually check what I've recorded, and that'll be why the last video was so terrible. I apologise for that. The lighting in here, it doesn't appear too bad in person, but obviously when you view it back on a video it looked crap and you couldn't see anything. So I'll try to do better. I mean, for the 7 people that watch these videos, it's probably not the end of the world. I am getting people moaning at me for not working on the Assassin, but I'm sorry, I can only work on one thing at a time at the moment. And as my bike's at home in the garage, it's the easiest to work on. But I am slowly plodding away with the Assassin. I'll start doing a couple of videos on that again soon. They will just be sanding, but if that's what people want to see, that's what I'll film. Well, this isn't exactly very riveting, is it? Watching a man wipe down some plastic with a rag. I mean, that's the sort of stuff that I watch on YouTube, but I don't expect anyone else to watch it. So like, you can see it cleans it up quite well. Got all this crappy red paint I'm trying to get off. So annoying. There you go. Join me in a bit when I've actually finished this piece. Right, so that's the coolant bottle cleaned up. Still a bit murky looking because it's on the inside. I have given it a fairy liquid on the inside, and that's as good as I can get it. But that will do. It'll look better once it's filled up with coolant. I have cleaned up the battery tray and refitted it to the bike. So I'll just show you that. That's the battery tray back on. It fills in that gap up there. I managed to get all the red off and use some new bolts to put that on there too. Okay, so I put the coolant bottle back on, and then realised that I need to route this coolant hose. So that means I'm going to have to clean up the radiator first. Now the radiator is actually not too bad. Don't think I need to repaint it, just give it a clean up. Find a screwdriver. Take the radiator guard off. That'll be easier to clean on its own. Yeah, all the paint on this doesn't look too bad, I don't think. So let's give it a clean up with some thinners. That bloody red paint on it again. Oh, it is a bit rusty actually. I might say that bottom bit, which is annoying. But as everything's so clean, I might as well give that a wire brush and a paint as well. It won't take very long. So need a couple of bolts. Yeah, let's do that. Oh look, this is the joys of motorbikes. Everyone tends to learn on a motorbike because they're a lot easier, they're a lot simpler. And when people learn, they don't do things properly. So at the bottom there, we have some Allen key bolt. And at the top there, the original 10mm. And that's basically what been doing the whole job. It's been like, you know, this thing's been held together with all sorts of stuff. So that's why, you can probably see over here, all these little baggies of nuts and bolts. So this was a full bolt kit. It's supposed to be for my bike, but it's not. A lot of this doesn't fit, but there's still plenty of usable bits in there. So as I'm putting stuff back together, I am going through and replacing it all with nice new hardware. So at least when I'm finished, it will all just be 10mm and Phillips screws the way it should have been from factory. So yeah, I'm going to take that apart, give it a strip and a clean, give it a paint, and I'll show you when it's done. Yep. So I've made a little makeshift spraying line on the back of the truck here, because any overspray just helps rust proof the old truck. So I've done some engine brackets there as well, and that's the bracket for the radiator. So while they're drying, I will clean up the radiator, and over there clean up the whatever you want to call that, the mud guard. Right, short and sweet tonight. That engine top bracket painted and bolted on, and unfortunately that's just cleaned up. It's not painted yet. I did paint it, but it's strangely humid tonight, and the paint didn't really want to go off very well. You can tell on there because it's dry, but it's dried with a matte finish instead of a gloss. Doesn't really matter for that bracket, so I've left it. But that radiator support, I'd quite like it to be shiny, so I have to do that next time. Oh, all broken. Right, catch you again next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers.